Alright, so welcome back after quite a break to another video, and it's nice late Saturday afternoon off down Sparrowable Lane, and I'm going to take and show you something that apparently there's no records of in the history books. Nobody seems to know anything about, but is a key, an important, crucial part of the whole Milner Field story. Because as we know, the Salts were not only keen on farming, they were very keen on preservation of the land and using natural resources, the use of streams and rivers and everything at their disposal. They farmed the land. They grew orchards, which we're just going past here again. You may have seen in one of my other videos. And oh dear, had a bit of collapse in the wall there. That's recent. And they did everything. I'm going to get very muddy down here. They did everything in a certain fashion. But a few years ago, I think going back, well, many years ago, they come to Milner Field and walked all around the boundaries of the estate, just using the book, History of Milner Field book, by Richard Lee Vandendale and David R. Beale, to guide myself around there. And you could see the paths and boundaries around the estate, most of which still exist. Some are gone, such as on the park entrances and exits and so on as well. So if we look down here, there's the old allotment, and going over here, as we've seen before, you've got the bodies and the kitchen gardens there. So, yeah, all those years ago, I used the history that had already been written to guide me through that. But recently, so much focus has been on the main body of the house, what's left of it, below the ground floor. I thought I'd go back again and revisit things that haven't been written about. Obviously, social history of the kitchens, the kitchen gardens, the kitchen courtyard, and so on. Just there's not really anything there because it was the work of the ordinary people. It didn't have, squelching away, it didn't have the romance of the entire history of the Salt dynasty. But still, crucially, it was vastly important. And so this is where we're going today. So I'm making my way down what's called Sparrowable Lane. Those of you local will notice where I am. And as I get to the bottom, I shall bring you into where the original quarry for Milner Field was. Now, those of you that are aware can read a map and look at a map and see, and if you looked in the book, you'll see that Milner Field is, in fact, right in the middle of Delph Woods. Until recently, I didn't know what a Delph was. D-E-L-P-H, Delph Woods. What's a Delph? Who knows? So, being inquisitive, I thought, well, I'll just have a look up on that, do some research. Delph came up with Delft, D-E-F-L-T, which is an Old English word, probably 19th century and older, for digging, mining, quarrying. Also things to do with like seashores and so on. Oops, getting a bit sloppy and rich around here. So we've got another wall collapse here. That's two now, so I don't know what's going on. That could probably do with a bit of maintenance. So then I looked up the earlier meaning of Delph. Delph is a mine, a quarry, or a clay pit, or something which is generally used as a term. Delph, elves like digging. Delph is a way of notifying and concerning that, well, yeah, there's a quarry here, there's a mine here, or something similar. So Delph Woods, where Titus Salt Jr decided to build his beautiful house, Gothic Country Mansion house, basically means in Old English, Quarry Woods. So I've asked a few people that I know that live locally, most of the group, none of them knew either. I've got in touch with a couple of local historians. They had absolutely zero information. So what I'm going to put together for you in this video is basically just my take on what is there and why it's there. The fuller truth of the answers and so on, we don't know yet. But it's interesting that I haven't met a single person yet that actually remembers the place or knows where it is or has, and yet it's so near, literally less than 2 minutes, well, I've got long legs, but literally less than 2 minutes walk from the main Milner Field House. So as you come to the bottom here, I'll just show you what I think we covered in video number 3, which it's still coming out quite quite a pace. This culvert here, look down there, yeah, so look how full that is, really full. And then we're going to go just up here now. Random duck at Milner Field. Be lost. Yeah, so first thing you see after stepping over there, J&W bricks, whole area. So it's just a really beautiful part of the estate, off the beaten track, untouched. But here we've got, look at those mounds. You can see that from up there. Those mounds are 2-3 foot tall, buried under there. And here we are, first signs of spring. So this is the quarry, Titus's quarry. You can see remains of a structure. Red bricks galore here at Milner Field. And around here, this area where I'm stood, I'm going to show you the quarry face in a second. There's quite a big mound, and then looking back that way towards the North Lodge. So yeah, here we go. So that's evidence of this being quarried out. Maybe at Salt's time, maybe he took quite a bit of his stone from here. There we go. Way around there, it's quite a way up there. I have to have a jaunt up there, but you can see where things have been sectioned out. Probably for the bigger pieces. I don't know if we got all of his stone from here, but there's certainly plenty of remains and signs of some building structure here. Again, there we go. Moss covered bricks. Same bricks that we used in the house. And then here we have a lovely little vent. Oh, a part of a vent. Oh, it's almost complete. Lovely Victorian vent there. Would be probably for one of the quarry processing. Maybe they had a little stone yard here, I don't know. But yeah, not a lot. I don't think many people even come up here. But yeah, this is quite a few parts where the ground's very uneven, mounds as well. My guess is quarry or processing, stone processing plant or something here as well, which was maybe temporary. It seems like probably a bit of a playground for the kids these days. Try and get up there as well, but you can see the sediments of the rock between the sandstone, the thin layers, the thick ones, that's formed and compressed over tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of years. So yeah, it's quite a lovely day actually. The blue sky up through the trees. You could make quite a nice little campsite here, I reckon, in summer. It's probably very good for clear it up and see what's under there, under all this, and maybe have a picnic, I reckon. There's another part of a vent here. Yeah, there's another part there. I don't know if that's off the same one, it probably is. Yeah, so interesting. Another part of a vent there. There's quite a few of those. There seem to be quite big vents. You can see there, you can just see that, the little holes at the other side to keep anything larger slipping through. There we've got some of the lovely purple roof slate. So yeah, definitely JS bricks JS. So yeah, definite signs here. You know, we've used to wonder before what it was, but definitely part of the quarry. And yeah, we'll take a look up there in a minute as well. So it's bluebell time of year as well, and I'm being very careful not to step on the little sweethearts because they're going all the way down here. If you look down to the Beck there, it goes all the way down to Sparrow Lane. You see that runs all up towards that really, in that deep valley up towards the glen pub houses up there. Why I'm stood here is in this little indent. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but just by the pathway. There's an indent here as if something is missing, and there's a number of cut stones, things in this area. I don't know if those were leftovers from the quarry or they've just been thrown down here, but there's seems to be crushed slate as well, and then back up in the quarries I just show you there's brick around too. So I don't know, it's quite a steep slope here, and there are bits of stone scattered down almost like it's been tipped down here. So maybe there was more than one quarry building at Milner Field. That's something there doesn't seem to be a lot, or there's hardly anything regarding that in the history books that I've seen so far. Might have to have a chat with one or two people about that, but obviously the remains of the rest of the quarry are here. And as you walk along, you can really gauge the size and the length of this area and how much really lovely solid sandstone there is up on that cliff face up there, and how Salt must have harnessed that and used a lot of that. Don't know if he took everything from here, but there we go, more pieces there, big chunks there along the edge of the ravine. He may have sourced stone elsewhere as well. Really don't know. Hopefully somebody's got some information on that, by this big old dead tree here that's given up the ghost. Just going to quickly climb over without getting too muddied. Have a little look. And yeah, there's little bits of evidence all over. Bits of what looks like crushed sandstone, crushed slate. Some of that could be later, of course, and quite a magnificent collection of tree roots down here holding the whole thing together. But yeah, this whole area is just one big sandstone mine quarry. Very nice indeed. I'm sure there were other people that had quarried here as well, maybe before Salt bought the land. I presume would have been part of the rights as well, but it's really, I've always loved this part of the woods where it's lovely and bright, lets the light in here when it's in springtime, and this lovely ravine down. It's kind of like a miniature Shipley Glen in a way, but without as many tourists and people up there. You see all the way along the sandstone continues. So yeah, there's plenty that's been taken out of here, loads in fact. And yeah, just making my way along quickly. More dead trees and more hollows. There's little hollows all over the place. Like larger stones have been picked out. They'll be taken to be fashioned by the master masons. A bit of quite a mound here. I'm stood on top of now, and the ravine is getting way steeper. But we're going uphill now, and you can see the other stream that comes down there. There's like 2 or 3 that all converge into another 2 or 3 at the bottom before it goes into the boating lake. So yeah, the scale of this place is substantial. You could have probably built several houses from the stone that they've quarried here, and just some really beautiful old trees, really ancient ones too. I'm not sure if this still belongs under the auspices of Delph Wood. Yeah, all kinds of beautiful trees here. As we get to the top here, yeah, the wall comes down. You can see that lovely, where the old wall comes over. And yeah, you can see one stream coming there, going through a little, what looks like a modern plastic culvert actually. So that's obviously been done by local landowners or farmers. And yeah, I think somewhere here you'll see a gate near the top, all gated off, just through the trees there. These paths converge. The top path, lots of bumblebees around as well, which is good to see. Yeah, wow, look at that double tree fall right over there. But so the stream would have served a double purpose as well. Stonemasons draw the water from there. They would have used it for cleaning and all kinds of purposes. And you can see the top farm up there, just silhouetted. I don't think we'll go a great deal further, but this is what the main part of what Salt would have bought the land for. Crazy, yeah. Dead tree that's been long gone, growing right out the middle of the Beck. Unfortunately, people have over the years have dumped stuff down here, like oil barrels and things like that. God knows why, but yeah, that big old dead tree is going to totally rot someday and probably block the thing up. And you got your widest stream up there as it curves and curls round, snakes round. It's a bit wild. I need a machete to get in there, I reckon. Yeah, I can zoom in just so I can show you how far you can go on this path. Yeah, coming down the gill there. I'm going further because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy, but yeah, both streams down there, and then new houses built on there since, and that's that. Good job. So yeah, it's a bit wild back there. It is a dead end path as well, by the way, in case you're thinking of you can get all the way up to Gilstad without having to skip through somebody's garden or over some quite tangled fences. So yeah, just be respectful of local residents. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of sandstone left, plenty to go at. Just love the way the trees take over and, you know, perch on top there, just your roots down. Fantastic. Just take over where man's abandoned things. Yeah, loads of mounds here. I've dug mounds all the way along. Presume it's all waste from the quarry. And it would be interesting if there's any records to find out, local council records, when quarrying began here. I'm going to take the other path down. Just to see if it was quarried before, or when the licence was granted to quarry, if it was salt that started quarrying here. and you know, find out a little bit more about that. I guess there's probably definitely nobody left alive that will remember that now. And if it was used as a quarry post Milner Field, unlikely. Is there anybody still alive that remembers that? Some great big chunks there. We think about lifting out those big stones at Milner Field. You think, look where they came from, the size of some of those. Yeah, bluebells on the way out. Got a cockerel crowing, and of course I've heard the peacocks as well. But there's a perfect little barbecue area here anyway, which is like seating and well, campfire anyway. So yeah, perfect. Sure the local kids love it here. Maybe a few of the adults as well. Looks like they've been building a little shelter there. I won't disturb anything. So it looks like they looked after the place quite nicely. There's no litter or anything like that. Glorious day. And I'm going to head back, possibly up over Shipley Glen. Just finishing off reading Alan Cattell's book, History of Shipley Glen, which is fascinating stuff, and all the stuff they used to have up there, the circuses, the rides, toboggans, aerial flights, a little zoo where the Japanese gardens were, with like monkeys and donkey rides, and a boat around the lake, and all kinds of madness, bearded ladies, fire eaters, palmists and tower readers, all that kind of stuff. Seems like Victorians, they love the entertainment. They didn't have the black mirror, the internet and the phones we're so obsessed with today. And yeah, they liked simple, hearty pursuits as well. You know, hopefully we'll get back to that someday. Yeah, quite a perch up there. I'm not going to go around the top because it looks a bit too steep for my old legs. I am going to go to the top here and take a view down, see if I can get a better view of what structure was standing inside the quarry, the main part of the quarry itself. Seeing the red bricks and the vents and everything else, so we're looking down there now, just to see how close I can get. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I know where we are. We've got Sheriff Lane just up there. Beautiful skyline that is. So I'll just perch around here, come up to the apex. You can probably see a bit of an outline. Yeah, right down there. So getting the bird's eye view, yeah, you can see the remains of walls, remnants of walls there. Mounds down there as well. Let's make our way around. Oh yeah, that's a nice picnic rock down there. It's like a more civilised version of Druid's Altar. So yeah, looking down there, you see the structure must have been somewhere in the middle there, I reckon. And yeah, of course, they would have needed somewhere to work after all. Yeah, quite a broad area. I'd imagine there's going to be some remnants left of the working that was done there. Yeah, so we've got a mound here. Seems to lead up to what was a pit of some type. I'm not sure all about that. May have been used for washing stone. Hard to tell without digging down in it. I haven't got anything to dig with today anyway. But yeah, this is quite an unnatural mound in like a semi-shaped, like a turret, like a mound. You see from there, which then goes back into the hill. So whether that's older, whether it's an older mining area or something, I don't know, or can't be the site of a well. But yeah, who knows? That's just peculiar. That's right on top of the where the quarry site is as well. So yeah, that's be interesting to have a scavenge down into that at some point. Because we're near the boundaries up to the top of Sparrow Lane and the Kissing Gate over there. So yeah, a very unnatural depression into the side here. Quite a lot of crushed rock around it. Yeah, so just looking back down to where we started, you can just see the pieces of the grate there, the vent grate from whatever building was there. Hard to tell if there's one or two buildings. I think you can see a square there, you can see the edge, like a corner of a building. Presumably would have been just one story. But yeah, a few mounds there. You see the moss covered stones and bricks down there. Yeah, it's interesting. You can actually see the outline from up here as well. So it's quite clear to me exactly where the building was. Right there. So there we go. It's great when you can have that perspective. Don't always get it from this high up, but that's a really good view. And whatever else was over there, a smaller building there possibly, or even joined together through the middle, who knows. I don't think there's anything on the map, or the maps I've seen for the time for the area. Alright, and so this is the way down. Quarry's there behind me. The pathway down here, you see this sloping wall down, which is still fairly well intact, which marks the path down. And the bottom end of this wall is in very, very good shape indeed. I don't think it would have any railings or anything on there, so it would have protruded out to here, I reckon. But yeah, the remainders of the wall there, reinforced the whole way down. I'm not sure if this part is actually probably part of the quarry as well, but there doesn't seem to be any evidence of rock there that's been quarried or mined. So probably this will be the boundary line, the way in, yay. So yeah, I'll come back in a few weeks. This whole place will be covered in bluebells. The sun will be out. It'll be totally different. I just wanted to show you that because it's always somewhere I've loved around here to just come and sit and walk occasionally. I know the house and the countryside's great down there, but it is quite nice and quiet, and when it's green in summer it's really beautiful as well. There's only a short pathway on there. Robin! Hello mate. Tell Titus I've got into his kitchens. Oh, he ain't got any food in there? No. So the whole basin of the quarry that's left over after operation ceased is full of little depressions or pits in there. As you walk over it, it's very, very sharp and gravelly. I started looking down under the leaves. I'm finding all kinds of broken pottery things as well. So my final theory is that I've solved yet another mystery. Besides mystery of the quarry buildings isn't completely solved yet though, but here there's just a little fraction of that. I've got some dinner plate in there, bits of porcelain, all different sizes and grades as well. The corrugated roof and other stuff in there. Basically it looks like that's the site of the rubbish tip, or one of the rubbish tips. And also under there, just put my glove on as well so I'm absolutely covered in crap, was a still piece from the quarrying machinery. That's solid iron. Winch on that, winch arm. So and that snapped clean off there, but look how elaborate that is. Isn't that beautiful? That's going to clean up really nicely. You see the hole in the end where the winch should have gone, and the pulley around that end. So yeah, very nice little find that. You know, I didn't have to dig either. Anyway, so yeah, it looks like little David solved the mystery of the Milner Field rubbish tip as well. So you can expect this area to be flooded with people looking for little finds and stuff as well. I'm sure they'll all be down here now I posted this. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes you have to prove things and just find some evidence. There's no smoke without fire, but I'm really pleased to find those. So wet Wednesday now as I finish off this. That'll be the last bit. I'll go back and see Chrissy and Cherie. It was good to see Andy as well this lunchtime. So there we go. Hopefully there's plenty more just all about the past, all underneath there. Look at that beautiful pattern on there.
Walking down the Mercer Street, been a long hot summer. Red light daggers coming down on me. Got a feeling it's too late, but alone together. Could be we might start it up all over again.
Getting your ducks in a row. Come on, lads. That's more like it. Get your ducks. Oh, no, well, nearly for a split second there. There we go. Summer's coming.